Okay, everybody, we're back at the 55. You've seen this tank with the pleco breeding, and if you haven't already, we'll talk about the snails a little bit. You do remember during the pleco breeding that we saw that these guys were starting to do what they're doing right now. They're starting to lay eggs, and of course they're doing it on my Anubis that's growing up on there, which makes it tough. I don't like cutting those leaves off to move them. I keep in here some movable, I think they're betta leaves that stick to the side of your fish aquarium. I'm trying not to get too close to disturb him because he does that when I do. These betta leaves, I like him to lay them on those because then I can just pull them off and move them to whatever tank I want to raise them up in, and I don't have to have these guys defending them all the time. In this tank especially, the plecos really enjoy them as a treat. A little bit of caviar. I think the snails get to eat them too. A lot of people say they don't. However, I think I've got so many snails in here currently that they do enjoy them occasionally. The other thing, one of the things here you want to see is she's got her laying tube out. That's one of the easiest ways to tell a big old female. And he's really mad. I need to let him get back to his job, but he's got his tube out as well, and he's going to be fertilizing them as we go. That's why I'm trying to stay back a little bit. Let's just talk a little bit about what we're doing here. We're doing exactly the opposite of what everybody tells you to do with angels. I have essentially liquid rock as water. I want to say it's 480 parts per million of GH. I want to say around 180, 170 some KH. There's a little driftwood in here. My tap water is 8.2 out of the tap. So everything that I just told you tells you that you can't get these guys to breed, and that you can't, well, even keep them alive for that matter, for the most part. So just goes to show you that a lot of that is more their ideal parameters and their natural parameters. A lot of these fish have been raised in higher pH and higher hardness and bred in captivity, so they're getting better at it. If I were to tell you that I had great, amazing success raising up the fry, I would be telling you a little bit of a fib, but I have good enough success that I can do it. And I like to have, if you let them really raise up all their fry anyway, you have so many of them that you can't get rid of them. So I'm working on, I think I have generation 2 or 3 downstairs in the fish room, and we're going to be breeding those, and the longer you breed them in these hard water conditions, the better they'll be in the long run. I think it's two generations in hard water and in a certain kind of water, and they're more, they're basically, that's the water they love once they're raised in it. Back to these guys, you can see a little bit of what they're doing. There's the male going on, and he's fertilizing the eggs that she just laid. And there she's going. Looks like she's going to lay some more. Yep. And as they're doing this, they're knocking a few off, and I know this video is not great. I've just got my cell phone going here. See them falling if you can. The eggs are falling here. And they'll go down, and that's what she's doing. Boom, boom. And they catch them, and they spin them back up on there. But you can see the neons. The neons are little predators, and they're hanging around underneath there trying to get a tasty morsel as it falls. In an ideal world, I would have this pair set up in a 40 breeder or something on their own. But I'm not trying to make a ton of angels. Angels they take a long time to raise, and the fish stores don't give you a whole bunch for them anyway. I don't have an amazing pair as far as bloodline or anything that you get a lot of money for, so I'm just raising a general angel, more for my fun than anything else. We covered a little bit of that. You can go into this so in depth. They're gonna talk about doing, how you put them in little egg tumblers and that sort of thing, and methylene blue and all that to keep their eggs from fungusing up and all that sort of thing. And I 100% agree. That's the best way to do it. I don't do it that way. I generally will take the leaf, one of these leaves, because they almost always use those. And I take it and I move it from there. And I put it in one of these breeder boxes that I've showed you. When we're doing plecos, it's got plecos in it right now, still. And I just let them hatch. And then I feed them what I feed most of my fry. And that's the micro granules, or the golden pearls, I think is what I'm feeding right now. Doesn't matter brand, just something small that they can actually eat. You can do, the best thing to do would be your brine shrimp. Hatching those out is really, it takes a little bit of effort, and you got to be ready to do it. These guys are breeding, this is an accidental spawn. And I also use Hikari First Bites, I want to say. I feed my angelfish fry that quite a bit. And there's another thing, decapsulated brine shrimp, but you got to be careful with that. You have to soak it before you feed it, else you'll kill your fish. So raising up the fry, just a quick talk about it. Everybody's making videos on that. It's all about water quality. You put them in, a 10 or 20. You keep your water really pristine. I generally will start the water level low, so you take your water and you put it in, say to like there, and then the days go by, you just add 20%, 20%, 20%, and those are 20% water changes until you fill it up, and that makes it easier so you don't have to worry about sucking up your fry. Then they're a little bit bigger and hardier and swimming, and they will, you can avoid them a little bit better. A little trick with that is get some hard airline tubing and put it onto your airline and use that as your gravel vac, essentially, so that you can slowly take water out. Takes a little bit of time. You gotta, angelfish fry, unlike other fry, take a little bit more effort. That's why a lot of people don't do it, as far as trying to take care of them all the time and trying to make money doing it. There's probably a lot of things that I'm missing about that I could talk about, but I just thought it would be really fun to do this while the angelfish are laying eggs. You don't catch this very often, and you certainly don't catch it with a camera in your hand, and nobody running around in the house making noise. Everybody's gone today. My daughter's off doing her thing, so the dogs are outside in the mudroom, so they're not bugging me too. But it's just really cool. All this comes, again, out of this 55. We're doing a lot of projects out of here, and a lot of it's unintentional. These guys are my spawning pair, but the snails that are going crazy in here, there's some ram's horns, and there's always cool things going on. But it just shows you in a community tank you can do a lot. You just have to be willing to grab those eggs and get them out of there, or else they'll become food for something else. And same with the plecos. The eggs I'm going over here to show you the cave. The eggs in that cave, I'll pull them out of here once they hatch and put them up in here with those guys and feed them up. But I'm going to let these guys get back to doing what they're doing. Give you a close look again. So they've got a few laid in there. She'll lay a whole bunch. She lays a pile of eggs. Alright guys, thanks for checking it out. I hope this helps you if you're going down the road of angelfish breeding, or just have a pair that breeds and you want to get a few more angels for your own collection, or you want to sell them. It's really cool. You can see the eggs hanging off of her. You don't have to do everything by the book always. It helps, obviously, but if you're gonna do it, I'm just checking this out too. It's kind of cool through the camera. If you're gonna do it and you just want to raise up a few and get them acclimated to your water, it's really cool, because once you get them a couple generations, they really do well in your water.